Right, hello everybody. Okay, I am using new software today, so hopefully everything works fine. Let's wait, can't hear me. Haha, wait, hold on. Work things. Uh, let's see if this is working. Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, there's the mic. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. Hello. All right, so let's okay, we've got picture, we've got me sound. Let's try music sound. I actually wanted to do um the oh wait, I actually wanted to play King Dude. I discovered this guy yesterday, and this is a bit like if let's see, Johnny Cash, Leonard Cohen, Nick Cave, Peter Murphy from Bauhaus, David Bowie, if they all had like a love child, one big orgy. Um, but he's just brilliant. I love him. And it, when you've got a song called Lucifer's the Light of the World, say no. We'll play a couple songs off this because then we'll switch to something else. But I just wanted everybody to listen to King Dude. Let's just make sure. Wait. Okay. Let's just pick up. Hold on. Where's the hell? Spotify. There we go. Okay, I'm going to start the song again. Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go. Right. I think I've got everything working now. Right, so let's see who's here. We've got Yolandi, Mimalek, Andrea's here. Arena, hello, Richard. And Jono, hello, Jono. Everybody could join. Oh, I had something fly into my eye just now. It's really irritating. I don't think it's there anymore, but it just hit my eye. Hubris, hello, Hubris. Good now time to everybody. If anyone's confused, this is King Dude. I discovered him yesterday. I thought he's brilliant. I just wanted everybody to hear him. This is actually pretty good software. As everybody would have probably remembered, I've been having problems with OBS, so the past few weeks we've been having it just kept disconnecting and stopping the chat and everything else. I'm now using Streamlabs. I hope we don't have the same problem, but we'll have to see. I don't know why I was having so many problems with OBS though. So we'll see if this works. Right, so how is everybody? If anybody's new here to the Covenstead, this is where we just get together and talk about whatever we want to talk about. Richard, hoping it works tonight. I hope so too, because this is actually really, really good software. I've actually got the chat on the whole thing, so I don't have like separate screens all over the place. But it's pretty good. Andrea said very good, thank you. Everybody's been saying hello. From Afar Rock, hello, hello. How are you doing? Glad you could join. Right, might as well get started with what I've been reading. Apart from all the usual stuff. I actually started reading this again, and I cannot read it. I don't know if anybody's actually read The Neuromancer by William Gibson. Here we go. It's supposed to be one of the like super books that you read for techno-paganism. I just can't read it. It's the character building's okay, but you still miss a lot. The world building is absolutely terrible. I don't know what the hell's going on. So I started reading another book, which I will have to find just now. I'll go over here and I can tell you. Let's see. Memalak said, I had a dream where, surprisingly, a doctor asked me for some information where somehow I named two demons, Paimon and Sia, and opened the Megaton and showed him sigils. Sia was in my contact plan. Cool. If you dreamt about them, then if you're not working with them, my screen just went blank, which is what OBS used to do. If I disappear, I'll just start a new stream again. Alright, so just watch out for that. If you are dreaming about them, then I would say, you know, if you don't work with them already, then reach out to them, see what they have to say. Sepia, hello Sepia, said Amun Ra. Okay, Angelica's here, hello Angelica. From Missouri, welcome. Yolandi, I just heard the Neuromancer. What's the Neuromancer? What's that? I've totally lost you there. Oh, the Neuromancer. Hang on, not the Neuromancer. Wait. Yeah, the Neuromancer. The Neuromancer, yeah. Mimalek, yeah, I haven't worked with them yet, and certainly not with Paimon and Sia, but considered to be contacted. Cool. Paimon, but from what I believe, never worked with Paimon myself, never had a calling to do so, but very good spirit to work with apparently. And Sia, I like Sia. Sia's quite cool, depending on what you want. Don't work with them anymore actually. Alright, so on Friday we did the last live on YouTube of brains gone. Wildwood Project. Wildwood Temple. Bloody hell, no. Into the Wildwood. It's the Wildwood Temple on Discord, my word. And we talked about the good folk. Now, what's gone? Now, I actually read last week a book by Morgan Daimler, 21st Century Fairy, which is brilliant. It's one of those pagan portals, so it's really short. It's very good. But she's got a list in the end of the book that actually goes through, well, suggests various fiction books which are fairy based. And so I started reading one of them. It's very good. It's a young adult book. It's A Crack in Everything, Welcome to the Other Side by Ruth Frances Long. It's kind of set in modern day Dublin, and then tying over to fairy lore and everything else. So it's quite interesting so far. I'm enjoying it. Easy read, nice fiction. Andrew said, yeah, what is hearing Neuromancer? Andy, I thought for a minute there you started reading romance novels. Oh God, no. Well, wouldn't be unheard of though. Jono, on Friday night, a dream my neighbour wanted to borrow my air fryer, but I didn't want to lend it because I needed it. I love dream interpretation. How did you interpret that? I'd love to know. Healthy living. Okay, so anyway, that was actually I want to play this one by King. That was King Dude. This is also King Dude. But it is with Chelsea Wolfe. It kind of reminds me of Nick Cave, and he did the song with Kylie Minogue, which is bloody brilliant. Andy, I had a dream that my best friend's partner wanted to try and ruin me, and it backfired on them. Place some protection in place, just in case. Better step carefully there. Really put your protections up. There might be something true to that. Alright, so I did want to I wanted to actually play the Nick Cave radio and see what's on there. Where's it gone? Why did it stop? Don't stop. Play. There. John, and guilt over not giving back to my community, but understanding that I'm currently not able to help others. Oh, that's an interesting interpretation. I didn't even consider that. Ooh, this looks like a good playlist. Okay, doing that after this. Right, so what's everybody up to? So what can I tell you guys about? If anybody, I don't know if anybody's here is on my Patreon, the journal. I know Yolandi is. The journal tier or higher. At the moment, I'm actually busy constructing. It's a new kind of, well, not new, but yeah, I wouldn't say it's new. Other people have kind of done it in the past and mentioned it here and there, but very selectively. A method of conjuring the spirits from the, well, specifically the Goetia at the moment. I think we can extend it into other spirits later. I'll just have to look into it a bit more. But it's really enjoying it. I really am, and it's working fantastically. But I've been kind of posting text. Building it up on Patreon of everything that I'm doing there, kind of taking everybody on the journey. But it's if anybody wants to follow that, then go over to Patreon. I should actually put the link in the thingy. Oh wait, let me play this now. Here we go. Let me put the link to. Oh, that's very bright. My Patreon. It's not my Patreon. Try that again. There we go. Oh, I have to go here to do that. And Andy, I forgot to tell you that curse I cast is still working. The one person is on card number 3 in less than a year. Cool. The cards keep breaking so badly that they have to replace. Good. Some people deserve it. Okay, there's the link to my Patreon. I'm going to pin it. Okay, and it's pinned. There we go. There. Oh god, I'm getting good at this technology thing. Yeah, if anybody wants to join my Patreon, it's over there. Okay. What's everybody doing? Come on. Spill your guts. Let's talk about what else I'm reading. Although nothing's changed. I am reading Geosophia. Started that one again, volume 1 again. Because I never got through it the first 2 times. But that's Jake Stratton-Kent. Brilliant book. Just, I don't know why I keep getting distracted and pulled away from things and pulled onto other things. always very quiet today. Right. Seeing everybody so quiet, I actually need something to talk about while everybody gets quiet. All right, Angelica, hello. I personally work with Demoness Astaroth. Enjoy being open to her. Astaroth is actually quite an amazing spirit, I must say. And I know a lot of people kind of equate Astaroth with Astarte as the same spirit, and others don't. In my interaction, they are kind of two faces or two masks of the same spirit, really. But I was told by Astarte, if I want to work with Astarte, I have to call her. If I want to work with Astaroth, I have to call her like separate. So although they seem to be the same mask, in my personal interaction, they do seem to want to be worked with separately, which is quite an interesting facet to that. Yolandi, I still haven't figured out how to curse those two individuals that treated my mum so badly. I don't have their names, so it's difficult. Yeah, in that regard, I mean, that's a hospital. What you could actually do is, not specifically the two individuals, but take the hospital as an entity, as a body, and do something like, bring out the truth. So that everything's being exposed, and then what you might find is if everything is exposed and they're really getting hammering for it, then they will probably start changing their policies and things like that, and actually look into complaints instead of just not doing anything about it, because we complain and nothing really happens. But if they're actually exposed in a severe way, in a quite a big way, then it might make some changes. It's kind of the way I would go about that, I think. Mimelek, I started redirecting energy I get from energy vampirism on that one opponent of mine to my liver and pancreas, as I had some problems with those organs. We'll see how much it will self-heal. Cool. Yeah, I mean, if you can you get energy from a place and you can use it to heal, and do it. Great. Andrea recently watched Caitlin Callahan. She's an NDE experiencer. Brilliant. I haven't heard of Caitlin Callahan. I'll have to go have a look. Just put it over here. Okay. Okay, I'll have a look at that. Finlandia, I don't want to curse the institution they work with, because it's the two individuals that is the problem. Yeah, I wouldn't curse the institution, but make the truth come out, because it might not just be those two particular individuals. It could be others who are also kind of doing the same thing, because one person's getting away with it. Why can't other people get away with it, type of thing? Yolandi, try visualizing their auras. If you can't get them, try figuring their connection with auras to your mum, and go from her to them, and then try getting it. That all depends on whether the person wants to do energy vampirism. It's not for everybody. It is for some people, but not for everybody. So that's going to be a personal, individual thing. Jono, I don't know Kent, but everything I've heard is good. I think Jake Stratton Kent is brilliant, really is, absolutely brilliant. He was one of the best scholars around in magic and practitioners. So yeah, if you pick up anything from Jake Stratton Kent, read it. What did you say here? But everything I've heard is good. I think I watched a YouTube lecture of his once. Can't interact. My frying pan is getting its monthly dishwash. Sort out your frying pan then. No, but Jake's Giant Kent is amazing, really. Hubris JSK is awesome. Love his work. He was on the Glitch Bottle podcast. Great info, rest in peace. I actually have not listened to Glitch Bottle. This is not the first time this has come up, and I've got it on my podcast list, and I just haven't listened to it. I need to actually go and do some of that tomorrow, I think. Yeah. Mimulate, not necessarily energy vampirism, but as a way to find. Oh, you mean actually go along a line of energy to target the people? Yeah, could do that. But as I said, I mean, the problem is that even if you target those two particular people and you take them down, they lose their jobs, whatever. The problem is it might not just be isolated to those two people within the institution, because other people see the behavior, they think it's acceptable, they can do it themselves, and then it continues forward. So, I would actually try and get everything exposed so that the institution actually corrects their behavior. But yeah, try both methods. Who knows? Andrea, her YouTube is Al Maggie Festa 1. Okay. Her name is pronounced Colleen. Irish spelling is Caitlin. Okay. Well, I've got a whole Google thing over here, so I'll have a look. The NDs are very interesting on this thing. Landy, two of my friends came forward and told me the same hospital caused the death of their parents. Yeah, no, damage. As I said, it's probably not isolated to just two individuals. So. Right. It's already March. I was actually going to wait until the end of this month to ask this question. So I've been doing the premiere before this particular live, and I'm wondering if I should keep doing that. What's everybody's feedback? Oh, Andrew said image ifesta. Okay. Yeah. All right. Oh, that is a different spelling. All right. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I'd like to hear from everybody regarding the premiere. I'm not sure it's actually doing what it's supposed to do. I'm not entirely sure what it's supposed to do, actually. I just see, we have a premiere, other people do premieres. But I don't know if it's just at the wrong time, on the wrong day. It's not much of an engagement. I mean, the max amount of people that are viewing at one time is like 7 or 8. So there's no engagement in the chat, so I'm not sure if I should continue. So just let me know your thoughts on that. I can always move it to a different day and just do it as a normal video, and then we do this at this time. Richard, I missed today's premiere, but overall I enjoy the info. Yeah, the info will still be there. It's not like I'm going to remove that. It's just, it won't be a premiere, basically, where people are in the chat. It's been 2.5 months. I'm not really sure it's working. So I'm asking. We should maybe move it to the week. Yeah, might do that. I could always move it back to Mondays. Keep it as the Monday musings. Landy, maybe move it to another time slot and another day. It may be too early. That's the problem. The difficulty is with trying to pick a particular time slot and day for doing something like where you're trying to get everybody together, like this live. I do find this time slot and days works pretty well, but I'm in South Africa, and I know at least 2 people on here are from South Africa. Andrea's from the UK. A lot of people from... Oh, Jono's here, also from South Africa. A lot of people are from the US. Somebody was here from quite a tropical country last week, so all over the world with all different time zones. And it gets very difficult to try and figure out what time to actually do this. I mean, I end this live and it's, it's 9 p.m. here. I need to get to bed because I've got to have my beauty sleep. I need lots of beauty sleep. It's quite difficult. Hubris, any plans for a video demonstration for the Goetic conjurations using the decans? I'll probably do something. I did. Yeah, you are on one of the tiers. So yeah, what I'll do. I did mention this week on today's vlog. I kind of stacked up the table with the shoe stone on top, which was an instruction I got from Barbatos this past week. So I want to actually just show that to everybody, just to give you an idea of what that looks like. It's a bit rough and ready. There's like, a stool on top of a table with a shoe stone on top of that. It's putting bits and pieces together, but if it works, it works. I don't care what it looks like at the end of the day. I'm not one of these kind of ceremonial magicians that have to have the perfect double cube altar and all of that stuff. So quite rough. But I'll probably do that next week. With this week's. I'm doing them on Tuesday because Barbatos is related to the planet Mars and within the Decans. So I'm doing one on Tuesday. So we'll see how that goes anyway. Right, so we're about half an hour in, and we are still going strong. I'm liking this new software so far. Firefox Fairy, hello. Welcome, and thanks for joining. I'm tongue-tied today. I was trying to make a video earlier, and I just can't talk properly, so please excuse me. But welcome. I don't know if you've been here and in the background before, but the Covenstead, no particular topic. It's just a bunch of witches getting together and talk about whatever you want to talk about. Hubris, I called Barbatos once while in the woods. I enjoyed that energy. No, he's fantastic spirit, and kind of reminds me a lot of Pan, actually. Definitely got that Pan energy and visuals and things like that. But very interesting spirit. You said after the invocation the crows got really loud. Yeah, well, I mean, did you understand what they were saying? That's the thing, because that's what Barbatos is called for, to understand the language of birds and dogs and animals and all such things. So I'd be, if you understood what they were saying, I'd love to know that. Firefox Fairy, I got a lot of your info for the demons. You are great. Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad it was helpful. Hubris, I think they were alerting me to some people coming. They were actually clearing some of the land at the top of the mountain I was at. I guess that's why I was calling them. Oh, good. Okay, nice. Firefox Fairy, I have a question. I'm having a hard time seeing the demons. Okay, what when you say seeing the demons, in what sense? Because we could Consider this from the sense of you are doing evocation work and you're concentrating them into a triangle of art, for instance, and through smoke or something like that, trying to get some kind of manifestation, or through a shoe stone, through a scrying device, or are you visiting through journey work and astral work or something like that. So yeah, let me know what you mean by seeing. I've only seen Master Leonard once. Again, I mean, was that during a Sabbath trip, or oh, you just say meditation. I have a hard time getting grounded. Never done the triangle. Having a hard time. Yeah, you don't need to do the triangle of art. There's many ways to go about it. One of my preferred methods is just to sit down, do some meditation, do some breath work, get into a trance state, and then chant the M, and wait for the energy to start coming into the room. You said in my bed going to sleep. Okay, so you're doing this through sort of a hypnagogic state, or hypnagogic state, as people say, meaning over face to face. Yeah. So if you're going into a hypnagogic state and you're visiting the entities there, that's actually quite an interesting way to do it, because the hypnagogic state is a liminal space, a liminal point, and it's one of the ways to do magic, to do some very interesting magic. So if you can hold the hypnagogic state for a long period of time, more practice you can do it, then you can start going on a journey, like walking through a forest and coming to a tree, or coming to a stump in the forest or something, and then finding something, or talking to a fairy or something like that, which directs you in a particular, taking this journey like a guided meditation, or a path working or something like that, and then coming to a clearing in the forest where there's just a party, and the Master Leonard's there, or the devil is there waiting to announce something. In the hypnagogic state. And sometimes what you'll do is you'll start the journey and then you'll go into sleep. So you'll slip into a sleep state. And quite often you'll dream. If you remember your dreams well, you'll probably dream about the continuation of the journey. So yeah, going into sleep, hitting that hypnagogic state and starting the magic at that point, very, very good method. I would encourage that and developing that. Yolandi, for some reason, crows like me. I see them around me most of the time. Could it be because of my goddess? It might just be your own personal energy. It might have nothing to do with any external entities. I think that crows have incredible sight. They see energy in a way that we can only imagine, or we wish we could see. And therefore, crows probably pick up and see your energy pretty darn well. So that's probably what it is, actually. I would say, anyway. John, I was speaking with Pan. My Pan is now clean. With Nature, Spirit, Law, Conversation with Pan is really good. It's on YouTube. I think it's also a book. Conversation with Pan? I heard of that one. I've heard Conversation with God, not Pan. Oh, Pan Conversation, song by Swallow. Is that what it is? There's ROC's Conversations with Pan. In this extract, ROC retells the conversation he had with Pan about the darker spirits of the elemental kingdom and what Pan calls anti-Pan. Who's ROC? Now we're going down a rabbit hole. Oh, I like rabbit holes. Robert Ogilvy Crombie. Okay. Oh no. Jono, now you've opened up a whole can of worms for me. Okay, I'm gonna have to put that on hold and go search later. Oh, okay. Mimilek, do you think that when speaking with demons we can occasionally throw in like honorific, like magnificent, or something of the sort when addressing them, like magnificent boon? Yeah, why not? They might react. You know, they are, when we're talking about the chthonic spirits, particularly entities which are considered to be Nephilim or Jinn or something like that. They are a bit closer to the Earth realm, to our physical realm, and yeah, they would probably react to that quite. They'd probably be quite pleased about it. So it's a way of honouring them. So yeah, no, go for it. I would say yes. Hubris, I've only ever been able to see a demon twice. Obsessed was in vision, and the second time in dream, never in physical sense. In the dream, it was only a torso with a symbol painted on its chest. To this whole, I've spoken about this before, but the whole idea of it's called theophany, which is a physical manifestation. Now, when we talk about manifestation, it doesn't necessarily need to be a physical. You know, you can get a manifestation of energy, which is what we usually get. But this whole idea of pursuing the seeing a physical manifestation of a spirit, some people really, really want it. I've never ever been bothered with it. I feel the energies, the spirits, I talk to them, I interact with them. That's all I need. I don't really need any more than that, and so I don't really pursue this whole idea of theophany. But I understand why some people might want to. But you know, I think if I can feel them and talk to them, that's good enough. And I've seen them in the sense of going on a journey, on an astral trip, you know, through my astral temple, going into their realm, doing this, what Connolly calls ascension work. And that's a very different kind of interaction. You know, I do see them then because I am in a state of astral, in the astral realm, if we can call it that. Oh, so many words that get all mixed up and mushy. And then I'm face to face with them. So that's a different experience completely, but in our physical reality, it's a very rare thing, actually. And if anybody says they every time they do a conjuration they see a physical manifestation, something wrong there. Yeah. Andrea said to Yolandi, I rescue, rehab, and release wildlife. Crows are highly intelligent and sensitive to energy. Yeah, they are, absolutely. Sorry, caps lock stuck. It's okay, Andrea, we know, don't worry. Jono, I'm looking up the right one quick. My teacher's been practicing it for years. Okay, yeah. I'd be interested in that. But I'm interested in this ROC person. And Antipan, I've heard of Antipan somewhere and I can't remember where. And then we've got Pan-African Conversation, which is not the same thing. What's that? Oh, hang on. There is a book called Conversations in Pan. Let's see what that is. Jeff is here. Hello, Jeff. Thanks for joining. I just want to get back to Firefox Fairy. Did I answer your question successfully, or did it help at all? Just let me know. What the hell is it? Going to the UK one. Conversation in Pan was fun to write. The idea came to me after I lost a job that I loved and which gave me financial stability. My life went into a free fall, so to save my sanity and to try to find my direction again, I turned to one of my special and sacred gifts, writing poetry. Okay. It took me out of the depths of despair and forced me to reaffirm my faith in God. This hasn't got anything to do with the god pan. I think this has got to do with actual pans. Okay, we'll click that. Okay. Not going there. Conversation with Pan, YouTube channel, Will Fortune. Uploaded 9 years ago. Yes, it's that. It's ROC Robert Ogilvy from the Findhorn people. I remember reading about them years ago. Fascinating. Yeah, I'll go have a look at that because it is quite cool. So something here about exploring Osho's wisdom. Conversation with Pan. Oh, maybe it's just one person talking about multiple topics. Yeah, no, I'll go check that out. I think I've got what you're talking about. Yeah, it's Will Fortune channel. Put that in watch later. Save. There. Okay, it is saved. I will go watch it amongst all the other watch later videos I have collected. It's terrible. Gets you bloody busy. Right, what's going on? What are we doing? And coming back to Firefox Fairy, they have a channel. So, if anybody wants to support Firefox Fairy, I'm going to put the link in the description or in the chat. Looks like a tarot reading channel. There we go. I'm nosy. I have to go see what people do. Alright, see, where are we? Okay, so I told you about the new book I'm reading. Actually, a lot of them. They look really good. I'll give you a quick list on. If anybody's subscribed to Everand, which I love, there's a load of these fiction books. Which are apparently really, really close to actual Faelor. They're modern fiction. I'll tell you that now. Hold on. Mimelek, has anyone heard of Intuitive Machines' second moon lander? Their lander fell to the side again. The scream of it out. No. I don't know. What is that? Is that something that landed on the moon? Don't follow those things. If anybody has heard of Intuitive Machines' second moon lander, please let Mimelek know in the chat. Andrea, recently I've been looking into cryptids. I think people are seeing the good folk and Genius Loki and misinterpreting them. That is possible, yeah. I mean, cryptids are really a lot of them are combinations of animals. various type of mythical animal type things. But yeah, no, absolutely, I would agree with you there, except for the Genius Loki. I think that personally, I mean, only one person, I would say the Genius Loki is more of a force, an energy, an entity, rather than something that may appear as a physical entity. Whereas the good folk can pop in and out of reality, and they can appear as actual human beings. So yeah, they can probably take on other forms as well, which may appear as cryptids. Yeah, I see why you say that. Good point. This is very bright. Let me just switch to that screen. There we go. Jono, everyone having a great March so far. So far, houses have flooded out in my complex and everything is breaking. My folks haven't had electricity for 6 days. Seems it's bad for everyone. Yeah, no, I don't really know actually. I went to go draw from PayPal today from FNB, and they've all of a sudden that's disappeared off FNB. Hopefully they're just doing something on the app. I don't know, but that was my problem today. Okay, but there's not much happening. So yeah, I would say it's not a great month either. Apparently, on the 20th, we're going to have a bit of a shift. I'm not sure if it's going to be positive or negative, but it's going to be different. But there might just be a bit of a burst of light at the end of the tunnel, just for a minute there. So we'll have to see what happens. Hubris. So I was at a cemetery yesterday that is on a 3 crossroads making some preliminary offerings. There was an interesting grave memorial, no name, but looks like some witchy shit was going on there. I hope you left it alone. Never ever touch other people's witchy shit. See it so often on TikTok and all those other silly places where people have found something in nature and it's like, you know, oh, I found this thing and it's so cool and I took it home with me. It was somebody's bloody magic. Leave it alone. Or put it back. Ugh, people are stupid, really. Oh, sorry, you carried on over here. Shiny stones. Left a purse hanging with cash, alcohol had all been left there. So I decided this was a spot to do my work. While I was clearing the spot physically, I got cut on a piece of. We'll continue in a second. Yeah, I think if everybody's kind of focusing their efforts in one place, you'll probably find that someone or a couple of people have picked up that the spirit of the cemetery or graveyard is kind of concentrated, the energy is concentrated in that spot, which is why they're leaving all offerings at that particular spot. So great place to carry on doing that. Issue notes, Jono said, Andrea, 100% on the cryptids. I'm convinced Bigfoot is a nature spirit known to the indigenous Americans. Yeah, I don't see why not. Landy, the normies don't understand our practices. No, but you know, they see all these things and they go, oh wow. Then they go ghost hunting, and then when they actually have an interaction with a ghost, they shit themselves. I don't know why they did it in the first place. Oh, people are funny. Yeah, I actually I started doing some more serious necromantic work, graveyard work, and I went to the cemetery last week, and I've got like spots that I like in the cemetery, but I found a new one this time, and it seems like somebody's buried there, but there's no headstone. It's beautiful little garden space, and it's got like a garden bench in it. So I just went and sat down there, and actually next time I go back I want to take like a lavender, because there's a lovely rosemary that's growing there. Take a lavender and plant it in there as well. Hopefully nobody notices I'm taking it in, because you know they get with cemeteries. Okay, now it's continued. Let's see. While I was clearing the spot physically, I got cut on a piece of don't know what you got cut on, but bled pretty good. I left cornmeal, bread and wine, tobacco, and a bunch of birdseed. Sat with the spirits after cleaning myself up and lighting my candle in a sense. Cool. Yeah, good stuff. There's a variety of traditions that some people incorporate with graveyard work, such as cover your head, which I know is very kind of southern conjure hoodoo practice, or at least I found it there. It probably extends into other traditions as well. But cover your head, because the idea is, apart from being respectful, if there are other practitioners in the graveyard at the same time, then it kind of protects you from any attacks. And then obviously when you're leaving, depending on, I mean, if you want to take spirits with you, I wanted to bring the spirits home with me, so I didn't bother. But do a quick cleansing as you're leaving. Make sure you leave coins for the spirit of the graveyard when you enter, and just ask permission, give your respects and things like that. These little things that a lot of people do. There was an interesting tradition that I discovered quite recently, and it's one that I can't do because there's only one entrance in and out. But the tradition is, if you go in one entrance, you have to leave by another exit entrance. Don't exit from the same place. But can't do that, so not sure where that tradition came up. Richard at Jono, not the best month so far. My place flooded in the week as well. Bloody hell, okay, lots of flooding. A lot of people at work also complaining this month it's bad. It is quite slow, it is quite bad. My income is not going to be very good this month by the looks of it. I think it needs to pick up. But I'm on the first floor, so I'm okay. I won't get flooded, hopefully. I say that it's probably going to rain like really heavy, and my downpipe's going to get like blocked or something, and all the rain's going to build up at the balcony and come in. Yeah, usually watch. Now that I've said it. Hubris, got a good sense, so I decided to leave a leaf that I bled on and as an offering as well, and invited them to join me in my dreams and when we return on the dark night. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah. John, I don't consider myself a normie, but earlier this year I was contacting a ghost with Luna and the spirit board. Felt a hand grab my shoulder. No real substitute for experiencing things yourself. Oh, absolutely not. But that's the funny thing. A lot of people, they do this ghost hunting and they go like with all their big equipment and everything, which is interesting to watch. I mean, I do enjoy watching it sometimes. But then they actually have a real interaction with the spirit, and they crap themselves. I mean, they're going to try and prove that ghosts exist, or they're going to prove that ghosts don't exist. I don't know. And then they have this thing happen and they run away. So it's just, I don't know, it's funny. Jono, Richard says so, flooding is horrible. Mimelek, Jono, stay strong. Yolandi, Jono, with normies, I mean people who are not in the pagan community who sees us as weirdos. There's a lot of people in the pagan community who see us as weirdos as well. Hubris, good times. We'll see if anything happens. Yeah, absolutely. I actually need to, next time I go, I need to actually collect some dirt and bring it home and use it as a tether to the spirit of the graveyard anyway. But I needed to actually go this time and reconnect, because I haven't been for a long time. I haven't done any necromantic work for quite some time. I mean, I said earlier, I do my normal ancestral work and things like that, but not really the necromantic work that I used to do. So I want to pick that up again. I'm also creating a course on necromancy, so kind of, inflamed my interest again. So, Andrea, my new home is just up the road from a church. One grave is outside of the churchyard, so I tidy it and say hello every time I walk past. Yeah, I'm sure they feel a bit alone if it's outside the churchyard. We actually had one place I used to stay. We had a park just down the road that I used to go to quite a lot to various ritual work and stuff. And right in the middle was this little private graveyard. I don't know who it belonged to. I think it had maybe like 10 graves in it. And it was fenced off. I really had no idea who it belonged to, but public park had this tiny little private graveyard in. And yeah, it's kind of weird. For this country, anyway. Actually, saying that, I've got a friend, or he has moved recently, so I don't think he does it anymore. When he lived out in Krugersdorp, which is about an hour and a half drive from here. Him and a group of people. There's apparently graves that are just in. It's kind of like no man's land. It doesn't belong to anybody, I don't think. And there's these grave sites from the side of the road inwards into the veld. And so they used to go and they used to do they used to do some filming, some ritual, and used to look after the graves, and because nobody else is looking after them. So that was quite cool. John Yolandi, I see myself as a weirdo and I'm fine with it. We're all weirdos. So only good people are weirdos. I'm a grown man who believes in Bigfoot and practices magic. That's weird stuff. Sometimes the weirdos are right about stuff. Quite frankly, I think that's actually, I would say that's normal stuff, but then I don't like being normal, so I'm not going to say that. Yolandi, I told Lee that I would love to go visit a cemetery, but it's dangerous here. And if you leave flowers on graves, it gets stolen. The cemeteries are very neglected. I just want to visit my ancestors. Yeah, it's really. I have actually, strangely enough, Noreen Dorman. She practices magick, but very much connected with Don Webb. So kind of like Sethian. Oh my word, I've forgotten what it's called now. There was a whole Kenneth Grant, Tunnels of Set, Don Webb, Michael Aquinas. They created. Come on, somebody tell me. What did they create? They created some kind of order. Anyway, Noreen Dorman, she writes fiction, and she lives in Cape Town. And her fiction actually revolves around like Fishhook and Cape Town area. And there was actually one of her books where she actually wrote about the graveyard. And the person went into the graveyard to go and meet. I think it was. I can't remember exactly. I've read the story a long time ago. Went to go and meet their companion or something. I don't know, whatever it was, and they had to be like really, really cautious because there's just bums and thieves and everything. Everybody who gathers in the graveyard waiting to attack you. So, yeah. You're not the only person I've heard that from particularly. I've got to say the cemetery here at Fourways, it's the Fourways Memorials Park. I think that's what it's called. It's beautiful. I mean, it's kept so amazingly. It's incredible. And it seems like there's a lot of rich people. On one side, it's got like estates. So it's these like big plots. And all of the people in the estate get buried there. An estate, as I mean, when I say estate, I mean like a rich family. It's their estate type of thing. So you've got all these family plots, and huge big marble things and huge freaking statues. It's insane. It's crazy what they're doing there. Um, and then there's like another section which is really, really normal, um, just for the normal people. And they've got an amazing little kids section as well. I actually, every time I walk in there, I just cry my eyes out. But it's just this beautiful little kids section, and it's just like toys hanging from the trees, and the parents have kind of taken toys and just piled them on top of the graveyards and things like that. And then there's the other side is also quite a rich area, and then you've got this section which is kind of in between. So it's the people have really put effort into memorializing the dead, to the extent where they've got like patio furniture. So you kind of walk in, you can go and sit down with a group of people and talk and drink and be with your loved ones. It's absolutely amazing. It's incredible. But then you go to West Park Cemetery, which is quite a drive from here. It's about an hour drive. A beautiful cemetery. It's a really old one. It's huge. It's massive. You actually don't park the car and walk in. You drive around the whole place because it's incredibly big. But there it's just kind of normal graveyard type of thing. It's amazing though. I mean, it's got this Four Ways one is actually quite new. I think the oldest graveyard or grave goes back to about 1980 or something like that, whereas West Park goes back to the early 1900s. I think it might have been like 1890 or somewhere around there, but probably early 1920 or something like that. It's probably the oldest. And then they've got a section with mausoleums. They've got a Buddhist section. They've got the Jewish graveyards next door. That is massive. They've got in the Muslim section. They've got the memorial for the Western Down bus accident. They've got all these little sections, but it's just a normal graveyard. Whereas this little one, it's just this incredible memorialization of people. Anyway, I'm getting way out of hand with my talking now. Right, so I'm going to go back to the chat over here. I've lost my place. Dragon's here. Hello, Dragon. Thanks for joining. What kind of magic can we work with necropolis or dirt from it? I'm assuming you're talking about graveyards. Are you talking about graveyard? If you are, well, dirt from anywhere really. You can do various types of magic. You can, if you take dirt from a graveyard, it can be to create a tether to the actual spirit of the graveyard. So you can take it to your home and you can work with it. Just put it in like a nice container or something. Actually work with it. It creates like a link, like a tether. You can take graveyard work or graveyard dirt for cursing, doing curse work, but that I would personally actually take the curse working to the graveyard and bury it there. I wouldn't really. It's not something I like to take dirt away just to do curse work, but yeah, it can be done. I mean, if you want to add graveyard dirt to a working and then leave it at a crossroads or something like that, that's a possibility. But there's a whole load of other stuff you can do with it as well, and this is why I said it doesn't just it's not just fixed to graveyard work. But if you the only difficulty here is you need to know where people are buried and who they are. So if you know, for instance, if you want to do financial magic, then find the grave of a really good or somebody who was a really good CEO or banker or something. Ask if you can get some dirt from their grave. And when I say ask, I mean ask the spirit of the person. If you if you actually do want to do curse work, then the best thing to do is actually take dirt from a criminal, like a murderer or something like that. Take from their grave, and that dirt is kind of really imbued with that type of energy. So excellent for curse work. But you can do various different things, but this extends beyond the graveyard. If you want to do financial workings, go to your local bank, get some dirt from outside the bank. If you play the horses, go to the what's it called? The track. Take some dirt from there and put that into your working, because it's that particular dirt is imbued with the energy of that particular thing. So it extends way beyond just the cemetery. And you said, John, anything but normal. I love it. I don't think anybody on this channel is normal. We're all weirdos and we love it. That's what makes us such brilliant, amazing people. Hubris. I like to bring the kids to play in the cemeteries. Sometimes they play hide and seek and tag and whatnot, and make grave rubbing. Looking forward to bringing the grandkids. Nice, good stuff. I was actually when I was at the graveyard last week, I was actually thinking of graveyard rubbings on the headstones and stuff. And I can't actually remember if I did that as a kid. I'm sure I did, because it's one of those things you kind of like always see people doing in the UK with their kids. But I can't remember ever doing that myself. Richard, Johnny, and John and try again. We are the proud weirdos, and should be proud of it. Yes, absolutely. Jono, because we're talking about graveyards, question for the community. I met a person in the UK, not blue now. Wow. Magic practitioner, not very good. Nicked a human bone from a grave. How we feel about it? No, absolutely no, not at all. No. You do not grave rob. You do not desecrate graves. Nothing, absolutely nothing like that. He's in for a whole load of shit. Absolutely. No, you just don't do it. Final answer. Mimilek, taking human remains from graveyard. I'd haunt anyone who'd do that to me. Yep. Yolandi, for me that's disrespectful, but that's my opinion. I think it's most people's opinion. You just don't do it. Andrea, oh dear, that's going to end well for the grave robber. Yep. Don't know, you guys feel the same way I do, thanks. No, absolutely. No, it's just something you don't do. So you feel the same. It's one thing to take dirt, taking body parts. Even when you're taking dirt, you don't just like go up to a grave and just dig some dirt out, put it into a thing, and walk away. You make offering, but before you do that, you ask permission of the spirit, and if you can't ask permission of the spirit of the grave, or if you're just taking it from a general area, not a specific grave, then speak to the spirit of the graveyard, but ask permission first. And if you get a good sense, like a go ahead, do it, you're fine with it, then take some dirt, but leave something behind. It's an exchange of energy. So leave something behind, even if you spit on the ground or cut some hair and put it on the ground. Pour some water. If you've got a flask or something, just pour some water. But there were some offerings that Hubris was talking about, which were really good. I want to go back. These were excellent suggestions. Cornmeal, bread and wine, tobacco, and a bunch of birdseed. Brilliant, love it. So yeah, give an offering and take the dirt as an exchange, but always get permission beforehand. Andrea, my typing's too slow. That's okay, don't worry about it. Johnny, I use graveyard dirt to add seriousness to workings. Yeah, that's because graveyards are quite serious places. It's kind of like Saturn energy in a jar. I took it very respectfully, like libations and prayers and everything. Cool. From a far rock away, I've used World War II Purple Heart Sergeant Dirt to curse during the Mars retrograde. Highly effective from a military cemetery. Cool. Right, and then the chat stopped. That was quite a good one there. And we are still going, and it's an hour and 10 minutes in, and we haven't been cut off. I'm liking this software, I really am. Good stuff. I think I might know. Oh, that shouldn't be there. Just checking my Streamlab thing. It's not. I've got a thing that's popped up and it's not supposed to be there. Andrea, no gremlins. I don't know what it was. OBS just does not like me, obviously. Hopefully this one continues to like me at least. Andy, I love the older graves. They have these small marble stones on them. They're beautiful. Yeah, I do. I usually, there's actually one spot at West Park that I like to go to. And it's all kind of, it's not old at the there the other day, like 1940s, 1950s. Just one spot though, just it feels nice, and there's a lot of trees. That's probably what it is. There's a lot of trees there as well. Whereas the other areas kind of like get a bit not so many trees around. But yeah, it's just this one spot. I love it. From Far Rock, all we wanted was a nice cigar. Ooh. Remember, like in Poland, we have full gravestones, slabs, nameplates in vertical positions, no lawns mostly. That kind of reminds me of when I see like videos and pictures of New Orleans and the cemeteries there. It's like no grass or trees, or well, there's trees, I think, but no. And it's just paths and like mausoleums type of things. Yeah, it's interesting how different graveyards go in different directions. Yeah, I actually took a load of video and pictures of the one up the road here, but that's for the course I'm creating, so maybe I'll share some of it on YouTube or some stage. Joe, Far Rock Away. Do you ever think of the guy whose grave you took the dirt from? I sometimes think of the guy whose grave I took dirt from. There was a photo of him resting on the grave. Not bad thoughts. Yeah. It's interesting, I think, because when you actually go to get dirt from an actual grave, not from the general area, there is that pull to one specific grave that, unless you obviously this particular person was buried here and I want to take dirt from that particular grave, from that particular person. But quite often, if you just generally trying to find a grave which is accepting and will allow you to take dirt, you just kind of walk around and you get that general pull. And once you find that pull and you go to the grave, you read the headstone and there's something, you get a connection, you feel a connection to the person. Didn't know them, but there's just some really, it's like a bond that takes place. It's very interesting. Like we have trees, but local hurricanes ruined. Oh, that's a pity. It's just real. That's a huge pity. Sorry about that. Hubris. This year I started a new practice of spreading my remains, hair and fingernails in places that are special to me that I'd like to haunt after death. That's interesting. Most of the time, as witches, we're told to burn our hair and fingernails because if anybody gets hold of them, they can curse you. And you're spreading them all around. Like that. And your connection is made. Yes, absolutely, connection is made, yeah. Andy, I know my grandmother would not have issues if I took some of the dirt from the grave. She was a very strong natural witch. Yeah, no, if it's your relative, that's a completely different story altogether. I mean, none of my relatives are buried in South Africa. So, you know, that's impossible for me. But if it is a relative, you know, if you can go to the grave of an ancestor, that's going to be the best option of everything. Out of all the options, that is the best. Maybe like hubris, do you really want to be haunted? Do you really want to be haunt anyone? Do you think you'll be happy bound to those places? Yeah, why not? Some people like to stay here. It's actually why you know, in older time, I don't think people do it that much anymore. I have heard of people doing it, but it's not very it's not a huge known practice. But you used to get people who would have their remains or their skeleton or maybe just their skull or something actually put into a tree on a land, and they would become the protector or the guardian of that land. So yeah, there's a lot of people who want to stay. From Far Rock, yes, this man, Sergeant Gerald C. Fitzgerald. Why does that name sound so familiar? Was honoured to combat and give me strategic moves, especially during a heightened Mars retrograde. He felt revived. Yeah, it's that connection again, we feel. And I think that's part of the energy exchange that takes place as well. You know, as I said, if we want to take dirt, we give something in exchange as an energy transference. But I think at the same time, it's that energy exchange, the tether that gets created with the spirit that we're taking the dirt from. Because I mean, the dirt is imbued with their particular energy. Hubris. I imagine that my parts will be composed by the earth in a sense, making me a part of the land. I compost most of my shed hair on my property. That's where I got the idea. Yeah, why not? I mean, I'm not really sure you're going to be energetically tied to those places just because your hair and fingernails are there. But it's an interesting thought, isn't it? Jono, I don't want to come back. My magic teacher wants reincarnation. If someone wants to roam here, that's not an unreasonable choice, so long as you're haunting a forest, not a public bathroom. From Far Rock, exactly. Some graves will let you know when they want no parts. Also, I felt like drinking heavy scotch and smoking cigarettes at one plot in the cemetery, significantly showing the spirit was trying to create an attachment. Yeah. You'll probably get that. All those kind of strange things, like if you're not a drinker or something like that, or you don't smoke, all of a sudden you get a craving to smoke. That's definitely making a connection with a spirit. Like Jono, frankly, I'd rather be reborn again or would keep my private wars I had in my life. I don't know if I really would be happy with that. Richard, I wouldn't mind haunting a forest for a century or so. That would be cool. Or a cave. No, not a cave. That could get a bit low. I was just thinking haunting a cave. That would be quite funny because every time anybody entered, you kind of like scream at them and watch them run out. That would be funny. But, no, forest would do well. Yeah. Oh my goodness, look, everybody's stuck with me. Hubris, I'd like to donate my bones to be used by aspiring necromancers. But figuring that out is a whole other challenge. Yeah, I know what you mean. I actually need to look into it as well, because I'm not sure if my daughter's going to take up the same route that I do, but you know, I would like it if she could have my skull, for instance. Um, but in some countries, parts of the world, or even in parts of countries, those type of things are illegal. It's very difficult to try to figure out how to do that, you know, and how do you, you know, you suppose that there are actually farms where they do like CSI training and stuff like that, so they watch how bodies decompose and all of those things. And I know you can actually donate your body to one of those farms, and I'm pretty sure at some point you're going to be decomposed, or you're going to have left as bones, and they've got to do something with the bones. So I'm pretty sure you can request that your bones go to a particular place. I'm not really sure. It's something I'd have to look into myself, but might be an option you might want to look into. Hubris, there is a cave in work at Sunderland Cave in Sunderland, Massachusetts. Cool. I love caves, absolutely love caves. I'd love to find a cave around the area here. I don't think we have any. Trying to Avenged Sevenfold have a fun song about coming back to Altar of Murder. Right. Hold on. Avenged Sevenfold. I have not heard Avenged Sevenfold. You know what the song's called? There's a song called Afterlife. Is that what it is? I'll play it anyway. I want to hear what they're like. Jono said, Hubris, thank goodness you're an American. I'm a Newcastle United supporter. If you were from Sunderland, UK, we couldn't be friends. I'm a Coventry fan, and everybody hates Coventry's soccer team, so I don't care. I was born in Coventry. I support my hometown. Is this the song, Jono? Landy, I hate soccer, period. I do as well. I'm not a sports person. Never have been. A little piece of heaven. Oh, okay, so this isn't the song. Hang on. Away. Oh, it's this one. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Andrea Lee also has the best playlist. Okay. Richard, not a sports fan myself. I quit watching guys run after balls. And Andy Oliver, when you realise that 2025 you haven't eaten all day. Oh! Go eat. These lyrics, bloody hell. Sounds insane. It reminds me a bit of Frank Zappa, actually. Especially the Nanook songs from Apostrophe. Okay, I need a vote. Should we play some? Should we play Apostrophe by Frank Zappa? Give me a yes or a no. Mimilek said that's why I prefer saber fencing, but old Polish Hungarian style. I want to see what saber fencing is. And we're laughing at Richard. But no, I can't think anymore. I'm just banging to the song now. Hubris, yes. Okay, we've got a yes. I think that's for Apostrophe. Randy, I can't believe you don't know Avenged Sevenfold. I've never heard of Avenged Sevenfold. Pretty good though, I'm enjoying it. Zappa is a freak. Oh yes, absolutely. Zappa's was the biggest freak. Elandi, same here. I suspect Alistair's expecting me to go into the kitchen. Okay. Why? Yes. Alright, we'll just wait for this one to finish. Long song. Why does it do that? Oh, it's because I pressed the space bar. Okay. Undecided. On the kitchen or Frank Zappa? Alright, well I'm going to play it. Where's his albums gone? What's going on here? Oh. One song you should skip. It's fine, I'm just trying to find Apostrophe because for some reason it takes me to some little playlist that I apparently created. Here we go. It's a good song. It has a Frank Zappa feel, but it also has a bit of a the Jack Skellington thing. The song's from there. Got the movie's name now. Gills is here. Hello, Gills. Have you ever done a review on the book book 4, Liber Aber. I haven't. Yeah, I'd have to read that again. I read that a very, 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 very long time ago, and it's a bit of a slog actually. So maybe I'll do it at some stage. Okay, I'm going to play Apostrophe now. Here we go. So I'm not a proper DJ that kind of fades out and fades in. Let's get into the story of Nanook and the Yellow Snow. Right, anybody got any questions? Anything they want to chat about while we listen to Apostrophe? I'm looking at saber fencing now. Isn't that just normal fencing? I don't know anything about fencing, so excuse me. Gills, what did you think of it? Is it essential reading? Honestly, I can't remember. I think when I read it, I was pretty new, and it didn't make any sense at all. Just made no sense. Because it's Thelema, you know, kind of. I think if you read anything by Crowley, you need to be in the Thelema realm type of thing, you know, going down that avenue. I wouldn't say it's essential reading for everybody, you know. If you're not interested in ceremonial magic, definitely not. If you are going down the route of ceremonial magic, then possibly it's definitely considered to be one of those essential readings. But yeah, anything by Crowley is just a slog, absolute slog. So kind of difficult to read usually. Andrea, how to bewitch hubby into cooking? It's an interesting one. Might have to cook something and enchant it, and then when he eats it, he'll want to cook every time. There you go. Remember, Polish-Hungarian style was advanced style, especially with Hungarian saber. It was a typical sword, cross-guard and bent hilt. Okay, cross-guard, bent hilt. Sure, I saw that just now. I see. Okay, all right. Well, still doesn't make. I don't know anything about fencing, so okay, cool sport though. I enjoyed watching it. Cubus, have you read anything by Frater Acher? Highly recommend Goetic Atavisms. I have. I did a book review on Holy Daimon. That was it. It was really good. I really enjoyed his works, and he's spoken of very highly in the various communities. So yeah, I haven't read Goetic Atavisms or Goetic Atavisms. I'm sure that was by Frater Acher. Him, that one. So that was by Stratton Kent. Oh, just by him, okay. And Craig's Leon Frater. Their site is amazing. If anybody's interested, I'll just put the link in the description. It's goetia.com. It's an amazing site. So well put together. I mean, I'm a web developer. This is like blew my mind. No, I don't want a newsletter. Come on, go to home. Right, the chat's over here. Jono, Andrea, sex magic is the only way it is known. Is that a shocked face, Andrea? Yolandi started watching a tattoo artist on TikTok who specializes in Viking tattoos. He has made some hysterically funny lists of people choosing runes. That does not mean what they think. I think I know who you're talking about. Has he written he's produced a book that he's always talking about as well. I do know who you're talking about, I think. Yeah, he's always ripping people off. How did they get that underlining? Sorry, now I'm looking at web development stuff. May not do that. Mimilik, if you don't mind, I could post a link here to one vid where I got inspired to do fencing. You'll see how it works. Unfortunately, you can't. YouTube prevents it from people, apart from me, obviously, posting links. And I'm not sure. You'd have to send me an email, and I'll have to go that route for me to get it. But sorry about that. I'm not sure. I don't think you can. As far as I know, you can't. Yes, that's him. Yeah. It's very good, I must say. My hot chocolate's funny. Cold now as well. Still yummy.
And it was at that precise moment that he remembered an ancient Eskimo legend wherein it is written, whatever it is that they write it on up there, that if anything bad ever happens to your eyes as a result of some sort of conflict with anyone named Nanook, the only way you can get it fixed up is to go trudging across the tundra, mile after mile. Trudging across the tundra.
You said you just tried and if it's clickable. Yeah, it didn't even come through. Well, it didn't come through on my side. Yeah, no, it just, as I said, it's just to prevent spammers in the live chats. Otherwise, they just flood the chat with links, and then it just becomes a nightmare. So they kind of prevented that. They said it will not pop up in the chat. Yeah, no, it's not showing. So sorry about that. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I think the only way you can get it to me is via email, but that's going to be a pain in the ass. Okay, alright, yeah, send me an email. If I don't get it today, then we'll just post it next week. We'll do a to be continued. There you go. The owner, creator, and admin can post links in live session. Yeah. But, right, seems to have gone quiet. So I'm sure everybody in America's having lunchtime now. It's bedtime for all the South Africans. And UK people and Poland people. This is why I said it's so difficult to try and figure out a day and time where you catch everybody in all the various different time zones. Andy, I'm waiting for my food to be delivered. Oh, fancy. What did you order? Joanna said, poor New Zealanders catch no live streams. Yeah, I know. I remember, what was I doing? I was setting up workshops at one stage. And I had to do 2 time slots. One was, because we're like in the middle. So I had to set it up one in the morning, early morning, for all the people on the right side of the world, and then like about between 6 and 8 p.m. for all the people on the left side of the world. So I had to do 2 time slots to try and accommodate everybody. Nightmare. We should all just gather in the same spot in the middle, and then we don't have to worry about time slots, time zones. Very fancy KFC. Ooh, very nice. Mimilek, I'll send you your email address you provided on YouTube channel. Okay, so that's my lovely dev. Guess I'm going to have to drag myself to the kitchen to make tea. Oh, poor Andrea. That is a very bright screen. Okay, here we go. Alright, I'll check my email just now. Oh, where's Streamline gone? There you go. Oops.
The mystery man came over and he said, "I'm out of sight." He said for a nominal service charge I could reach Nirvana tonight if I was ready, willing, and able to pay.
I'm going to tell you a little story. I was introduced to Frank Zappa by a punk. It was when I was in matric, which for anybody who doesn't know what matric is in South Africa, it was the last year of high school. And my girlfriend at the time, Lauren, she had 2 brothers, and one of them was a punk. And when I say punk, I mean punk. Strangest thing was he was he was in the top 8 of the most intelligent people in South Africa. He had like 100, God knows what, bloody IQ. But all he did every day, his whole life, was just smoke pot, take drugs, listen to punk music, have sex with his girlfriend, and just waste his life. That's what he did. But I idolized him. He was fucking amazing. And he introduced me to all this punk music, Crest at Kennedy's, but also some skinhead, which I thought was quite weird, like Conflict. But they're a good band though. And then Frank Zappa. He introduced me to specifically this album, Apostrophe. And then I just got hooked on Frank Zappa and punk music. But it was like it was the real punk stuff, Crass. I mean, you can't get more punk than it. Yeah, interesting times. A life well lived. Yeah. I don't know, it's just the weirdest thing. I've met 2 people in my life who are like in the top most intelligent people in the country, and he was one of them, and he just wasted his life away. He just completely screwed up his head, his brain, but he was still bloody intelligent when he actually wanted to be. And then the other one was they get very bored with life because they got no challenges really. But he was very pedantic. It was just a great guy. But anyway, yeah.
He said, and held it to the light. So I snatched it all away from him, and I showed him how to do it right. I wrapped the newspaper around my head so I looked like I was deep. I said some mumbo jumbo then. I told him he was going to sleep.
Okay, I think everybody's going to sleep now. So yeah, looks like people are starting to leave. So I'm going to go and say, oh wait, hold on, email on the way, enjoy, finding my note. Okay. Hang on, let's wait for the email, and then I can post the link. Where did that go? Come on.
Now, is that a real poncho or is that a Sears poncho? Don't you know you could make more money as a
Here we go. Got it.
So don't you waste your time on
Okay, here we go. Here's Mimilec's link to the fencing. Good. Right. Oh, you sent wrong link. Okay. I think we'll do that next week then. Just remind me next week. So send the link through, and then we'll start the show off with some Polish fencing. All right. So I'm going to say goodnight and have a fantastic week. I hope your March gets a lot better, because everybody's March seems to be a real drag at the moment. But yeah, it should get better. All right, maybe we'll play some good punk next week. Okay, have a good one. I've got to figure out how to end the stream. Oh yes, big end stream button. Jono said, don't know Zappa. Good music, good stream. Mimilek, here in Africa fencing is fancy. We like whacking each other with sticks. Shambok here. Have a great week, everyone. What do you mean you didn't know Zappa? Zappa's amazing. He's a freak.